I returned back to Gunthorpe pits today. I'm quite a way off the Trent here at these pits in a nice quiet area. And you may remember that I came here to this spot a few weeks ago in the search for the larva of the Emperor Moth. I'm back again today to see whether they're still around or whether they've all pupated, because a full-grown Emperor Moth larva is something that I've never seen before and I'd love to see one. I also did take one larva home with us out of a batch that I found here. They were all about second install, the ones that I found, and that larva only made it through another 2 installs before dying of disease. You could say this is somewhat unfinished business. Now this is where the batch was. You can still see the signs where the larvae have fed. Now Emperor Moth larvae don't eat a great deal. They don't eat sort of huge chunks out of leaves. They usually just sort of nibble small bits out of leaves, and there's signs over here. I've no idea how far the larva will have spread away, but I imagine it's quite a distance. So from where they were there to this point here is a good 6 foot. And having not seen full-grown Emperor Moth, I've no idea on the size. I imagine them to be about 2 inches long, maybe a touch more, depending on whether it's going to develop into a female moth or a male. There are some false signs of feeding, because it seems that brambles sometimes, as the leaves develop, chunks appear out of them and become sort of distorted, and they appear very feeding like, but aren't. Now there's a bit of suckering bramble that's come up in amongst this grass, at least 6 feet away from where the batch were. And there is on here. We're quite close, at least one's been here, because there's a remnants of a larval molt. So there's an old skin shriveled up on this bit here. I may not be far from my quarry. And I'm not sure, I don't think they'll sit openly on top of the leaves. I think they'll be just under the leaf, or maybe just on the stem. Ah! Found one. What a beauty! I best bring you in for a closer look. And here it is. What a fabulous caterpillar. Wow! This is a brighter green than I thought and I expected it to be, but just look at that. What a fabulous thing. I've got to be careful because these do sort of roll up and drop down, but what a stunning caterpillar. Of course, Emperor Moth is the UK's only representative of the Saturniidae family, which are the Silkmoths. And their caterpillars are typically like this. Often more extreme though when you go into some of these tropical countries, but you can see how this larva's been eating. There's a chunk taken out of that, look, but only a chunk. There's a bit out of this side of the leaf here. It's also been onto here at the top and taken some small chunks off the upper leaves. They certainly don't give anything away. It's been on this leaf at the side here as well. You can see these chunks. So they eat very little of the leaf, probably only about a third to a half. So they don't give much away by their presence, but that's not much of a camouflage either, is it? What a fabulous caterpillar. This is another thing. I've seen countless photos of these in the books. And this was another dream species from when I was a child back in the late 60s and early 70s. To find this species in Nottinghamshire is, well, it's always been a lifelong ambition. When I was young, never dreamt that they'd be in Nottinghamshire. And in Nottinghamshire, nowadays, of course, they're all in the Trent Valley and into the Idle Valley. There's none now on the heathland sites, whereas 100 years ago in Nottinghamshire it was indeed a moth of the Sherwood Forest heathlands and into the Mansfield area on the Sherwood sandstone sort of sites. Nowadays it's probably common throughout the Trent Valley. What an absolute beautiful caterpillar. Well, I managed to get the camera a bit closer, thankfully. This larva's in no hurry to move, and while it's in focus, at least it gives you a chance to look at this larva. It really is a superb thing. Well, personally, I think it's worth the wait. 60 years might be a long time to wait, but sometimes it doesn't matter how long the wait, as long as you achieve and see what you've been after. And this is a caterpillar I've always been after. It's a beautiful, almost fluorescent lime green, and in between the sections you've got those black markings, quite beautiful. And then there's these raised points on each of the sections. They're all ringed by like 5 or 6 little raised points, almost like tubercles, and they're orange, and there's small hairs coming out of them. It is a truly beautiful caterpillar. It's an absolute stunner. This has took quite a bit of finding, this one. Beautiful. I wish everything that I try and film was cooperative as what this chap's been. What a fantastic thing. When you wait for a long time for something to come along that you've always dreamed of seeing, and the longer time goes on without you seeing it, that dream gets stronger, that urge to see something gets stronger. Finally, I've got to see full-grown Emperor Moth larva caterpillar, and it's here in Nottinghamshire as well, so double the bonus. Fantastic thing. If ever you get the chance to look for these, and quite frankly they're probably throughout the Trent Valley, probably best looked for on stands of bramble, but maybe even on hawthorn and the likes of blackthorn as well. And they're probably more conspicuous as a group of 2nd or 3rd instar larvae than this chap, despite this chap being much bigger. But what a truly beautiful caterpillar. I think of all the larvae that I've seen in Nottinghamshire, this one's my favourite. The next spring we'll probably come back and see if we can see it again as a moth. Beautiful. It's a very exotic looking caterpillar, and indeed, as I've mentioned, the Saturniidae, which is the silk moths, are usually more associated with countries of warmer climes, not some Nottinghamshire gravel pit on a not so warm July day. Still, the sight of this is enough to make the day that little bit warmer.